Welcome back to Coffee with Mia. Grab your coffee or your favorite beverage and let's get started. Today, I want to talk about something that just made me think, and maybe you'll feel the same way. Who deserves a front row seat in your life? Now, I'm not talking about your social media followers or your acquaintances. I'm not even talking about the people who are simply curious. I'm talking about the people who truly have access to you, your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, your struggles, or your plans. Because if I'm being honest, many of us who give front row seats to people probably should have given those same people a ticket to sit somewhere in the back of the theater. And sometimes we wonder why we're exhausted. And sometimes we wonder why we feel we're being judged. And sometimes we wonder why we're constantly explaining ourselves. So today, let's talk about access. Because not everyone needs it, or honestly, should even get it. One thing I've learned as I've gotten older is that privacy and secrecy aren't the same thing. But for some reason, people often confuse the two. Being private is healthy. Privacy says, this part of my life belongs to me. This decision is still taking shape. I'm not ready to discuss this. Privacy is telling yourself that you don't owe everyone an explanation. That's not secrecy. That's maturity. Not every thought needs to be shared. Not every goal needs to be announced. And not every challenge in your life needs to be a public discussion. Sometimes things grow better in private. Just like seeds underground. No one sees them growing, but they're growing anyway. I think many of us share too much because we're looking for something. Maybe it's validation. Maybe it's approval. Maybe we're looking for reassurance or support. And all of those are normal human needs. But there's a difference between seeking support or seeking permission. Sometimes we tell people our plans even before we've committed them to ourselves. We tell 10 people. Now we collect 10 opinions. And now that we've gotten 10 different opinions, we're second-guessing ourselves. We're defending decisions that we haven't even made yet. What started as excitement now becomes confusion because we asked 10 different people for their opinions, and of course, we got 10 different opinions. So we're confused not because our dream changed, but because too many people were involved in the conversation. This is a hard truth. Not everyone wants bad things for you, but not everyone wants good things for you either. Some people are just comfortable with you, just being the same version that they've always known. The moment you start changing, growing, healing, improving, or dreaming bigger, it makes them uncomfortable. Not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your growth reminds them of what they're doing and what they could be doing. And that's why not every dream deserves an audience. Sometimes you need to protect your dream. Sometimes it needs silence. Sometimes your dream needs to be real before it's explained to outside opinions. Let's think about this for a minute. How many people are taking up space in your head right now? Someone's criticism, someone's opinion, someone's comment, or maybe someone's disapproval. Now ask yourself, would I trade lives with this person? Or ask yourself, would I ask this person for advice? Would you trust this person to make a decision for you? If the answer is no, why are they occupying so much real estate in your mind? Not every opinion deserves equal weight. And that right there is one of the most freeing lessons you will ever learn. We all know these types of people. The people who leave us feeling tired every time we talk with them. The people who always have drama, always have criticism, always have a problem, and always have something to say. Every conversation you have with them feels like work. Every conversation feels heavy. And seriously, at this point, you're wondering why you're exhausted? It has nothing to do with your schedule. It has to do with your access list. Who are you allowing in your emotional space? Who has unrestricted access to your energy? Because you know what? Not everyone should. You don't have to attend every disagreement you're invited to. You don't have to explain every decision, and you don't have to defend every choice. You don't have to correct every misunderstanding. And if you did attend that disagreement that you were invited to, you don't have to win every disagreement. Sometimes peace is more valuable than being right. And sometimes silence is the strongest response that you can give. Not because you've given up, but you've grown up. Years ago, I started looking at life like a business. Now, think about this. Every successful business has a board of directors, a small group of trusted advisors. Not 50 people, not everyone, just a few people. People who care. People who are honest. People who want the best for you. People who have earned the right to speak into your life. I think we all need that. Not a crowd, a board. A handful of people whose voices matter more than the noise. Imagine your life as a theater. The front row is limited. There are hundreds of seats, but only a few in the front row. Who's sitting there? Who has earned that spot? Who supports you? Who tells you the truth? Who wants to see you succeed? Who respects your boundaries? And tell me, who celebrates your growth? Because those are the people who belong closest to the stage. Everyone else can still be in the theater, but not everyone needs a front row seat. As we finish today, I want to leave you with this. Not everyone who knows your name deserves access to your story. Not everyone who asks you a question deserves an answer. And not everyone who has an opinion deserves a vote. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's wisdom. And maybe one of the most important questions we can ask ourselves is this: who deserves a front row seat to my life? Because the answer to that question could change everything. Thank you for joining me for this bonus episode of Coffee with Mia. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and remember, life is not a dress rehearsal.